All right, we are live. I believe the sound is coming. The sound should be coming through clear.
Yeah, it's coming through.
Khan. All right. All right, Shalom. With the Hebrew Israelites back again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Before we begin this lesson, I'm going to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. All right, double honors to the elders and the apostles that we learned from. You already know who they are. Shalom to you, Akim, out there on the highways and hedges, giving up your body as a living sacrifice. Shalom to you, brothers, in your diligence and your obedience. Shalom. Shalom to you, Akwaf, in order. You know, the few Akwaf that may be watching this live. Shalom to you, Israelites scattered abroad. That means you Israelites that may look like these other nations. You might look like a so-called white man, Chinese man, or whatever. But if your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you're a Hebrew Israelite, because this thing ain't about color. Therefore, we're not the black Hebrew Israelites, as a lot of people like to call us. We are just the Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible, backing our lot in these end times to show you the correct way to salvation and to bring out the true gospel in these end times before all hell breaks loose. All right. This lesson today, man. You know, this morning I came across a clip on Instagram, and it's about King, so-called King Charles, and how he's in Australia right now, or he was in Australia yesterday, I believe it was. And you had some woman that is I believe, a senator, and she was basically protesting and saying, you know, give us our bones back, give us our babies' bones and skulls back, and, you know, the things you've stolen and stuff, you know, get out of our country. Basically, she was in an uproar because of the wickedness that they did to her people, the Aborigines, which, you know, the Aborigines go back to the line of the line of Japheth, okay, as well as like the Polynesians and the Samoans and all them. But you know, she basically is also a victim of Esau's oppression, man, and colonization, okay? Because her land was stolen from Esau just like our land was, as well as many other people in this earth. You know, these people have gone around the world and basically raped, robbed, and murdered their way to the top, man. Stole everybody's land. So, you know, she was calling it out. And I found it interesting because I went immediately to the comment board and I could see that all the Edomites are defending King Charles, which is typical because they're devils, you know what I mean? So that's their spirit, is to not see nothing wrong with what they did. You know what I mean? They say that we should get over it. That was in the past, you know what I mean? But they want to ride off into the sunset with what they stole, and it don't work that way. The Lord is about to bring balance to this earth. You can call it karma or whatever, but they're going to receive their judgment, man, for what they've done, regardless if it was their ancestors, because they're their ancestors back in these end times, because they don't understand reincarnation. They're back here today, okay? The same ones that pierced Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus. So anyway, first I'm going to play the clip, and then we'll see how the lesson goes from there. You got anything you want to say?
No.
All right. So I'm gonna go to my Instagram account, and I'm gonna go immediately to the video.
Against our people, give us our land back. Give us what you stole from us. Our bones, our skulls, our babies, our people. You destroyed our land. Give us a treaty. We want a treaty in this country. You are a genocide. This is not your land. This is not your land. You are not my kids. You are not our kids. You committed genocide against our people. Give us our land back. Give us what you stole from us.
Salaki, I had my mic off. Basically, I admire her courage, man, because not a lot of people have the balls to stand in front of the so-called king and call him out, man. Okay, she's saying, "You're not my king," you know what I mean? Which He ain't our king. You know what I mean? But she stood in great boldness before his face. Okay. And the Lord is down with that. All right. Not that she's in league with the Lord, but hey, the prophets are doing that today, standing before the face of them that have oppressed us and made no account of our labors. You know what I mean? But she pretty much did the same. Now I want to show you the comments real quick, because right here, first comment right here by some Edomite, right? What appears to be, she's saying the coat of skinned animals really makes her look like a quality human. And that's Esau to the T, man. They love to just speak proud and loftily. You know, the scriptures say that they do this, and you're seeing it with your own eyes. You know what I mean? These people are proud as hell. They have no remorse for what they did. You know what I mean? And it's disgusting. And you got a whole bunch of people agreeing with her. 683 likes. And the only comment I saw, which was actually defending the woman earlier, was, you guessed it, one of our people, which appears to be an Eve, you know, a Jake. And she says she's right, and they find it funny. Crazy, right? So this is her right there. You can see it's more than likely a Eve. Looks like a Eve. But look at the clip right now and watch King Charles's expression after she leaves. Look at the lady in white right there. See, they're all giggling. They find it funny, right? They think it's a joke. You know, all the things that they did. And I'm going to bring out what they did. I got a clip or two I want to play to show you the reality of what they did. And of course, you know, I had to put a heart on a comment to show some support to people that are against these devils, okay, which is very few. But let me quickly go to a few precepts real quick. 1 second. All right, so let's first bring out Jeremiah 49 and 15. It says, "For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men." And that's what you're witnessing right now. People are calling this devil out, man, because those people in Israel right now committing genocide in Palestine and Lebanon and the surrounding areas, you know, they're basically the terrorists of that region, okay? They're despised among men, man. You go on any comment board, if it's not an Edomite news network, you know what I mean, like ITV News or whatever, you know. But even on them, really, you go on any news network, but mainly the ones that are basically pro-Palestine. But you'll see the comments, man. Everybody is against this devil and what he's doing. But the ones that are defending the Israelis are the Edomites, man, because they're wicked. Okay. And I want to show you something, because the Lord says right here, "For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen." Esau is one of the heathen. Okay. And the Lord has made him small, meaning insignificant among the heathen. And it says, and despised among men. So I want to show you something real quick. I think it's in, where is it? Yeah, that's it. Psalm 73. My mind's gone blank. All right, so this is the book of Psalms, chapter 73 and verse 8. It says, "They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily." That's why you see them all over the comment board, basically defending the Israelis or defending King Charles, so-called King Charles, you know, because this is what they are. The Bible tells you about their characteristics. Right here in Psalm 73, this is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It's saying they are corrupt. Who are your main politicians in this world right now? It's the Edomites, the so-called white man. And what do? Can you trust a politician? Therefore, you can't trust an Edomite. It means that they are corrupt and they speak wickedly concerning oppression. They say we got a chip on our shoulder. They say that was in the past. Get over it. Let's move forward. Easy for them to say because they ain't suffering from the consequences of what we went through, you know? And they're living nice off the land that they stole, you know? So of course they're going to speak wickedly concerning our oppression. It says they speak loftily, and loftily means proud. It means they're full of pride and arrogancy. Okay, these people are a very proud and arrogant nation of people, man. And only the spiritual are going to be able to discern that. Because if you can't see it, it means that you're either wicked yourself or you just spiritually blind, you know, because these people are proud and lofty as hell. Let's go to the next verse. It says, I'm gonna get to a few clips in a second, so you have to bear with me. This lesson is gonna be fire because I got some things I want to bring out. We're gonna expose Esau today. It says in Psalm 73:9, they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Their tongue meaning their policy, and also their language, their English language, man. But it's mainly talking about their policies, okay? So they set their mouth against the heavens. They basically speak against righteousness, man. You can see that an example of that through the WEF and their plans, their plans of their NWO agenda. And you got Noah Yuval Harari speaking out against the Most High, saying that we don't need some God in the sky. We have AI. You know what I mean? So he boasts himself in his technology. That's basically them setting their mouth against the heavens. Who else could this be talking about other than these people, man? The biggest problem this world has ever seen. Why would it not be biblical? It says their tongue walketh through the earth. It says, therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. In verse Psalm 73:11, it says, and they say, how doth God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? So basically, they don't see any profit in following the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. They're in their heaven right now. Okay, they don't need to be saved from nothing. So salvation is not for them, and that's easily proven, man. Psalm 73:12, it says, behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. And how do they increase in riches? It's by stealing people's land and resources, man. Going to their country and spreading their democracy, you know? Acting like the world police, going around and just taking whatever they want, raping whatever they want, you know what I mean? Murdering whatever they want. They're evil, okay? There's no other nation on the earth like them. They stand out like a sore thumb. It says, behold, these are the ungodly, okay? There's many names for this nation of people. The Bible calls them the wicked, calls them the ungodly, it calls them the devil, you know? But they're ungodly as hell. They don't want nothing to do with the Lord, okay? Our people, the ones that are packed in the Christian church, have the zeal but not the knowledge. Our people are the ones that are calling on a higher power, regardless if they're calling on a false god or not. They're seeking this. They're more spiritual than these people, man. But these people will happily call on white Jesus because he looks like them. You tell them he's a so-called black man, they'll try and deny it. They'll say he's Middle Eastern. They'll deny it to the death. These people are off in the spirit. Anyway, enough of that. Did you have anything you wanted to bring out?
No, I mean, you can go on and on and on speaking about this man and how wicked he is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was just going to say, Lord willing, we'll bring out a lot of scriptures just to prove it. But there you go. You know, one scripture that springs to mind is how, you know, even his own people are going to rise up against him. Do you know what I mean? Like not saying that woman in that clip was his own people, but you know what I mean? Like the truth is being told. Everything that they had hidden is now coming to light. You know what I mean? Everybody's exposing this devil. It's how we know he's the son of perdition.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's all I wanted to sort of bring out in regards to anything at the moment. But I'm sure there'll be more scriptures that we can
Yeah.
pull out on this guy, because he's the devil the Bible speaks of.
He's a big damn problem, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely not the Lord's on the Lord's good side, let's say. The Lord is against this man. Now, let me pull up a video or two, and we'll continue on with this lesson. Let me see. Desktop. Trump ain't saving shit. Where's the other one I had? Let's go to desktop. Thou art greatly despised. There it is. All right. Now, one of these videos, this first one right here, I had a very hard time downloading that. In the end, I had to record it on my phone, screen record it, and then it came out small. So I had to go on a editing app and enlarge it. But we tried all types of YouTube downloading websites, and they wouldn't let us download this because it had some kind of age restriction on it. But that's basically a way of a slick way of Esau to try to cover his tracks, basically, because he don't want this type of information coming out. He wants you to get on videos and get on YouTube and watch videos of cats and people, little kids dancing and stuff, man. He wants you to continue watching Lady Gaga and Mulatto and all this Sexy Red and all that, man. But let me show you what he did to the Australians. All right, check this video out. Lord willing, it comes out loud and clear. It's disgusting, man.
In Victoria, an Aborigine called old Mr. Burt recalled this story told by his mother.
They buried our babies with only their heads above the ground. All in a row they were. Then they had a test to see who could kick the babies' heads off the furthest. One man clobbered a baby's head off from horseback. They then spent most of the day raping the women. Most of them were then tortured to death by sticking sharp things like spears up their vaginas until they died. They tied the men's hands behind their backs, then cut off their penis and testicles, and watched them run around screaming until they died.
And that's Esau Edom for you, man. How are we supposed to forgive that? How are we supposed to get over that, man? And that lady, let me just show her again. And that lady had every right to be protesting, okay? What, they think that we should just be quiet about that and just be happy you're sat in our country, not my country, but, the country that you robbed and stole. You're sat in the country and you're supposed to have a big welcome party. You crazy, man. The only people that would welcome you are these devils that you see in the background there. And they all look the same. You can tell they came from the damn caves. Look at the state of them. They all look the same, man. The nation of Edom. Disgusting. And this world will never have peace until they're gone. And that's the good news of the gospel, is that they are going to be gone. We're going to have them under our foot. We're going to torture the hell out of them for 1,000 years. And then they're out of here. They have no more purpose other than building up our kingdom, man. Okay, we're going to smack the shit out of them in the kingdom. And I cannot wait. And I pray, I hope and pray the Lord gives me that honor, man. Let's bring out another precept, and then we're going to
I got a scripture I wanted to bring out.
Yeah, Khan, do that.
Yeah, you want to share my screen?
Oh, yeah. I'm just getting the hang of this app. All right, there you go. Yeah, so this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 5. And it reads, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction." This is what we're seeing today, and there's a reason behind why this is, coming about today. Right? Verse 6, it says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and hurtful works are fulfilled."
you know, these devils, you know, that video is pretty outrageous, of some of the atrocities that they've done. And you know, that don't even come close to half the stuff that they've done. This is just an example of something that we know about, you know what I mean, which is being revealed about this devil, Esau, Edom, the nation of Esau. You know, who's to say what they've been up to behind closed doors in secrecy that hasn't come out yet, right? And it says, you know, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. The Lord's had enough of these devils reigning in the earth, you know. The Lord's had enough. It says, verse 7, it says, therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. It says, behold, the innocent righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Now, those Aborigines, you know, they go back to the line of Japhet, but you know, he's not only done it to those people, he's done it to the you know, the Israelites as well. I mean, look at the stuff that we went through in slavery. Look what he did to the tribe of Benjamin. Look what his devil did to the Judites. Look what he did to the northern kingdom. You know, the track record goes on and on and on. This devil ain't escaping his judgment. That's why all this calamity and death and destruction is coming upon him. You know. And Esau, you know, with his nature, he's going to try going out again with another bang. Do you know what I mean? Like that final hurrah, which is going to be the time of Jacob's trouble, which we're coming into now. You know, when you understand who this enemy is, you understand that, you know, this devil isn't somebody that has any type of compassion inside his body at all. You know,
and he's more than proven it.
Burying them in the sand and kicking the heads off the babies. I mean,
that's terrible.
Come on, man.
You know, it's unspeakable, man. Like, picture that being your children, you know, because people ain't gonna really grasp it until they actually get a mental image of that happening to their child, man. But that actually happened to people's children. You know, regardless if, you know, the Aborigines are heathen, you know what I mean? Hey, there's a lot of Israelites in that land, you know what I mean? So who, you know, a lot of them were our people, you know. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying our people were scattered throughout all nations. So what they did was bury these babies till their head was just hanging out the sand, and then took turns to clobber their head off, like with a club, and they would do it with their feet, kicking their heads off. That how sick in the head do you have to be to do that? Esau has mental issues. The so-called white man has mental issues, okay? They are the creators. They are the inventors of mental issues, because the whole world is mourning under their rulership, man. You know, they have the power in their hand to make world peace, but they won't, because what you're seeing in the earth right now, how destroyed it is a reflection of their heart's condition. And they've got to go, okay? And we are fed up, man. We're sick of this devil. Let me share my screen. I got a precept or two I want to bring out. It's Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm gonna read verse 16. Actually, let me start up. Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up in pride, right? He's a proud devil. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. This man ain't right, okay? He's got mental issues, okay? He's got demons that he has to deal with, and he ain't gonna deal with them because it ain't written that he's gonna deal with them. Scripture say in the book of Daniel chapter 12 that the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, okay? They have no understanding, man. These people are wicked, and they're gonna do wickedly until the day of the Lord, man. Okay, now you have your odd Edomite here and there that, you know, might have a little bit of a kind of heart, but them as a nation, they are the wicked, and the world will never know peace while they're living and thriving and robbing and stealing, man, and killing. So it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And that's what we do, man, because we depend on Yahweh. We trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, something Esau don't have the ability to do, okay? It says, yeah, also, because he transgresseth by wine, which is his philosophies, it says he is a proud man, right? And I just told you he's a proud devil, man. The scriptures say it all over. It says, neither keepeth at home, which means that he's in everyone else's land other than his own, which is Petra. He originated in Edom, the land of Edom. That was his portion. But he said, nah, that ain't good enough. I want everybody's food. You know what I mean? I don't want my plate. I want your plate. It says, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, meaning the grave can never be full, just like his desire. He can never be satisfied. It says, and is as death, meaning if you look upon the horizon in the ocean and you see a sail ship with a British flag coming over, you best believe death is gonna follow him. You best get ready for a mass slaughter, because this man don't come in peace. He never ever has ever come in peace. Show me a time in history where this man has come to your shore and he brought peace with him. Okay, his track record speaks for himself, man. It's a witness against him. You know, we ain't got a chip on our shoulder. We're speaking facts. And you so-called white people can be offended all you want, but if you wasn't such a devil in this earth, we wouldn't have to say these things. But we ain't gonna keep quiet about it. Why should we keep quiet? Just let you get away with it? Hell no, you crazy, man. The world is rising up against you, just as prophecy said it would. You know, the Lord has put that spirit on us. It says, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, because he won't ever be satisfied. He just wants more and more and more. Why do you think taxes go up all the damn time, man? Because this man can never have enough. It says, but gathereth unto himself all nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. So he wants the whole world in his hand. You know what I mean? He wants control of everybody, even so much that the goal of their NWO agenda is to put a microchip in everybody so that you can be his perpetual slave. That's a proof right there that this scripture is true. Who else is this talking about other than the people that rule the earth, the nation of Edom? So basically, you can't live off the grid. You can't live off nature under his rule. You can't be free. No. I want to get under your skin. I want to know your thoughts. I want to put a brain chip in your head and know what you're thinking. This man wants everything, man. Habakkuk 2:6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? And that's what you saw with that woman, man. That Aborigine woman in Australia that was calling him out. You know what I mean? People are taking up a parable against him and a taunting proverb. Okay. It says in Habakkuk 2:6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, right? Calling him the damn devil, colonizer. That's a parable. It says, and a taunting proverb, same thing, you know, calling him the damn devil and a colonizer, you know, a thief, a devil, genocidal maniac. It says, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. And how long? You know, how long is this man going to keep doing it? And this is what we're crying out in this very live stream that you're witnessing right now. And this is what's on our spirit. Is like, how long is this devil going to keep getting away with this, man? But you know, we know the outcome. So we're cool. We're pissed, but we're cool, man, because we know the outcome. We know that this devil's going down. He ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. You crazy, man. It says, woe unto him, which woe means death and destruction. Death and destruction to him that increaseth that which is not his, and how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, which is heavy debt. Shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? So everybody's suddenly getting pissed off with this devil. Like, people are fed up, man. And thou shalt be for booties unto them, because the remnant of the people are going to spoil these devils, man. Eventually, these devils are going to be defenseless, man. We're going to have our hands on them. It says in Habakkuk 2:8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, just like I just said, man. So we're getting ready to spoil these devils. That's what booty means. It says, because of men's blood, right? The Aborigines sticking sharp objects up women's vaginas. That's hideous, man. Oh God, that makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. You know, cutting men's testicles off with their hands tied behind their back and watching them run around and bleed to death, crying and screaming. That's crazy, man. He probably did that in front of their family too, because that's how much of a devil this man is. And you people in Christianity think that the devil is a fictional character under the ground in a place called hell with horns coming out his head. You crazy, man. The devil is right here on earth. It says, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So this is why judgment's coming to you, because you've done too much. Esau Edom has done too much, man. So it says, woe unto him. Remember, woe means death and destruction. Woe unto him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. All right. So he steals people's land, basically, because covet means to have a strong desire for other people's possessions, other people's land and stuff. It says that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So they think that their riches is going to save them from the Lord, man. But they're dead wrong. Habakkuk 2:10. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Right, check this precept right here. Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. Hey, what did he do to the Native Americans? He shed their blood. He wiped them out, man. Killed all the buffalo to starve them out. Gave them smallpox blankets. When they taught the Edomite how to grow corn and survive, this is how he repaid them. You know, they say that Christopher Columbus, I believe it was him, that he used to boast about how he couldn't put his sword down for 1 hour. That's how much blood he shed in that land, man, in America, which they claim is theirs. They're all moaning about immigrants right now when they're the original immigrant, man. These devils have some nerve. This is why they're hypocrites. Disgusting people, man. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. Hey, pretty much everywhere they live right now. And establish a city by iniquity. So this is talking about so-called white man. It means death and destruction to him. So it says, behold, is it not of Yahweh of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh as the waters cover the sea. So that's what's coming soon. And right now we're seeing the start of that, you know, by us preaching this gospel, which is that new song, the true gospel in these end times. So eventually this is going to spread and everyone's going to find out the truth as to who's who and what's what and what's really going on. People's eyes are going to be finally open because this gospel is the true gospel. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense because our gospel links up with actual historical facts, and you can link it up with what the Bible says, man. Christians don't do that. The only thing they got right is the mark of the beast, being the RFID microchip, man. That's the only thing they've got right. So Habakkuk 2:15, it says, woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink, right? That puttest thy bottle to him to make him drunken, also that thou mayest look upon their nakedness, right? So basically, Esau's set our people up to look like a gazing stock upon the world. Got us all over world star hip hop, man. But he pushed his philosophies and his laws and policies on us to destroy our people and make us look like we're the problem, man. So they're basically looking upon our nakedness. That's what that means. So in Habakkuk 2:16, it says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Keep this in mind because this is what's happening right now. Everyone is looking at these people sideways and realizing that they are a serious problem. You know, a lot of people used to think I have a chip on my shoulder when I used to tell them who the so-called white man is in the Bible. And I used to bring up their crimes and always complain about them. I think now they're starting to realize I was right. Or that the Lord is right, should I say. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, he just put his spirit on me before everyone else, you know, that's starting to figure it out, which isn't too many people, but, you know, people are starting to see. But Habakkuk 2:16, thou art filled with shame for glory. So, you know, they might be at the height of the hill right now, ruling over the earth. So you would think in a position like that they would be full of glory, right? This is their kingdom. They're the top. They have their supremacy all over the earth. But they're filled with shame for glory. They can't enjoy the position that they're in because it was gotten unrighteously, man. It wasn't gotten right. They didn't earn their way to the top. They stole their way to the top. So they're filled with shame for glory. It says, drink thou also and let thy foreskin be uncovered. And I ain't talking about your literal foreskin, man. I had someone on my comment board on Instagram talking about that the other day. What does it mean? You can't be circumcised or something? They said. I'm like, no, man. I found it quite funny, but I had to explain to him. It just means it's just saying that he's being revealed. Okay, he's being exposed. When you pull your foreskin back, you're exposed. Okay. It says, drink thou also and let thy foreskin be uncovered, right? It's just a metaphor. It says, the cup of the Lord's right, Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So all the things you're seeing happening in the world right now where their kingdom is crumbling, natural disasters, wars, you know, food prices going up. This is all to destroy them. The Lord is sticking in the knife slow. The Lord's right hand is being turned unto them, and it's only going to get worse. Sit back, crack your beer, grab your popcorn, and enjoy the show, man, because we're about to watch this devil fall hard, okay? Because it ain't over yet. These devils got a lot coming to them. So shameful spewing is on their glory, man. I'm almost done with this. It says, for the... let me see, what preset was I going up to in Habakkuk? I'll do one or two more verses. It says, for the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts which made them afraid. It says, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. And that's it. I'm gonna leave that there. You know, I know that was quite long, but hey, that's all talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. So it's very relevant that I bring that out. Did you have anything you wanted to bring out, or should I play another video?
I wanted to read in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, because you mentioned about how, you know, they love blood, basically. The Edomites love to shed blood. You know, and there's scriptures all throughout the scriptures that says, you know, if a man, for roughly paraphrasing, it's just my mind's gone blank, but roughly paraphrasing, if a man build a city on blood, how can he then cleanse it, but it be cleansed with his own blood shed? You know, roughly paraphrasing. But in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Mount Seir is, you know, the birthplace or the location of the Edomites, right? The place where they're from. You know, Mount Seir. What is it in Jordan? Yeah, Petra, Jordan, where they're from, the Caucasus Mountains. But yeah, so it says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And that's what we're doing. We're bringing out this man's wickedness. We're exposing him for who he is. You know, when we're prophesying against him and giving him the judgment that's set to come upon him in these latter times, right?
Yeah, and that's our job. That's our duty. You know,
Yeah,
that's why the Lord put the Spirit on us in these end times. Is basically to call this man out and spare
mhm,
no feelings.
that's right. Verse 3 says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, or Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Right? So the Lord's exposing these people, and they're going to be made desolate before the eyes of the world. They're going to be brought to a lower state. You
That's
know,
right.
we're against them. You know, like my brother was just mentioning, we're completely against everything that they stand for. You know,
That's it.
and verse 4 it says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because the Lord's about to bring some serious judgment on these Edomites. You know, they've done too much, man. You know,
Yeah.
they've just gone throughout the world as that red horse, just pillaging and killing and murdering. You know,
Mhm.
taking women against their will. You know, like killing off the men, like doing all sick things. You know, who in their mind comes up with a torture? Hey, let's cut his rod off. You know what I mean? Like only a sick devil would think of
These
something like that,
people
man.
have done so much in the earth. They've created so many torture devices and things that it's unnumerable, man. It is literally unnumerable. Like there's no end to it. Like the brazen bull, um,
Mhm.
the Spanish donkey.
Yeah,
Look
yeah,
that up for people that don't know what that is. That's only a sick, twisted devil would come up with something like that, man.
yeah. I mean, they were even doing it like on the slave ships. You know, like the cargo was getting too much, or they needed to um, to cut back on the rations. So instead of, you know, like thinking about how many slaves they were bringing, they were just dumping them over the side of the board. That's why they were saying that the migration pattern of sharks is around that um, same passageway that the ships used to sail when they were carrying slaves.
Mm.
You know, that
Yeah, because they
migration, the sharks learned to follow those ships because they knew at some point them slaves were going to be thrown off the back of the boats. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
and they
this
did it.
devil's.
They also did it for insurance reasons too,
Yeah, exactly.
because this
Right.
is how these devils get down, man.
Yeah. And it says, verse 5, Ezekiel chapter 35 and 5 says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood, shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. You know, that's Esau Edom. Like you've always come up against us, against the children of Israel, you know. So the Lord ain't happy with that, man. The Lord is getting to the, getting to the point now. He's like, yo, judgment's got to come out. That's why you're getting double. You
Mhm,
understand? Like you're getting double. Like that's
mhm.
crazy to me. Like everything you did, you're getting double, right? And the Israelites ain't gonna be in a sick way. We ain't gonna be taking your women and taking them against their will, if you get what I mean. I'm trying to stay away from the R word, but we ain't gonna be doing all of that because your women, like the Edomite women, they're gonna want to be with a man of the Lord.
Mhm.
They ain't gonna weep that Esau Edom's been taken out. Esau Edom's, he's such a parasite, a parasite on the earth. It's unreal, right? Verse 6, it says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I will pursue thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And that was the point. The fact that you shed so much blood in the earth, hey, there's going to be a lot of blood spilled by the Lord on these Edomites, man. You Edomites are in trouble, So
Mhm.
we're giving you the judgment to let you know, hey, man, your time is done. Your time is done. You're out of here. It's going to be a, a, a happy ending to a nightmare story,
Mhm.
But it is what it is, man. So that's why we bring out these scriptures to let you know your judgment, just as we've been commanded to do.
Yeah, let me speak on that real quick because you said how we ain't gonna be doing the things that Esau did, and us we're gonna give him double. Okay, so we're gonna do a lot of the things he did, but not everything, because this
Yeah,
man
yeah,
did
that's what I meant to say.
this man did some grotesque things. He did buck breaking. We
Yeah,
ain't gonna be
exactly. Israelites ain't
yeah,
gonna be doing no butt breaking,
we ain't gonna be doing
none of
no.
that shit. But
That's Esau's style, because he's a vile man. Okay, the Bible says he's the viler than the earth. Okay, but when you talked about how his women are gonna flock to us willingly, that's true, and the scriptures, the scriptures basically reference that, man. Let me bring out a precept real quick,
mhm.
because this is the book of Job, chapter 27. Let me start up a bit. All right, I'm gonna start at 13. Job 27 and 13. It says, "This is the portion of a wicked man with the Lord." It says, the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. And what have these people done other than oppress the whole earth throughout their time, throughout history, throughout the time that they came into power, man? These people have done nothing but oppress everybody, not just the Israelites. They've oppressed the whole earth, man. What are they doing in Palestine right now? Oppressing, because they're the same people. These Israelis, these fake JEWs, they're the same people, man. They're Edomites. So this is the punishment that oppressors are going to receive. It says, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. So basically, they've been multiplied for the slaughter. Okay. The reason the Lord let them multiply and thrive and spread is because when he brings them down, it's going to be a hard fall, man. They're in a high position. So the higher you go, the harder you're going to fall, man. And this devil's about to fall hard, man. That's why the Lord has allowed them to multiply all over the earth, man. But soon you won't see one of them. Okay. And that's going to be beautiful. It says, because I'm sick of seeing them, to be fair, man. It says, if his children be multiplied, it's for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. When we get our hands on them. It says in Job 27 and 15, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, because after many days they're going to be visited. After we get our hands on them, they're going to be visited, meaning they're going to be burned up. We're going to get rid of them off the earth, man. Get off our planet. You know what I mean? We have no use for you anymore. Bon voyage. Okay. And that's what we're going to do. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death. It says, and his widows shall not weep. And that's the point I wanted to get to, man. The women that are left over, because it's the man that carries the seed. So we may, I don't know for a fact, but we may spare the women or the pretty ones. You know what I mean? The butters ones can get the hell out of here. But whatever, man. Even if we spared all his women, they're still going to die off, because it's the man that carries the seed. So if our men are popping these women and creating babies with them, then they're going to be Israelites. So eventually they're going to die off anyway. So if we was to leave the women alive, that's fine. But it says his widows shall not weep. Okay. So they ain't going to be sad when he's gone, because when they see the glory in us, they ain't going to give a damn about this cave beast. This man's about to be brought he's about to be brought so low that he's going to be unrecognizable. Okay. Because right now he's got his suit and tie on, his little hair slicked to the side. You know what I mean? His little Ray-Bans on. And he's sipping on his damn Starbucks with his flip-flops. And he thinks he's the shit. And the world treats him like he's the shit because he's on top. And everything's his supremacy. It makes him look like he's the shit. But that's because people have no vision. Okay? They don't understand that. The only reason that Jake, the true rulers of the earth, look like the problem and look like shit right now is because we're under the curses. And this devil has his foot on our neck. Okay, our number one enemy has got us looking like we're bums in this earth. Okay, but when we're on top, you're going to see who we really are. And his widows are not going to weep when he's gone, man. I just had to bring that out, man. But, yeah. Let's, you got anything you want to bring out real quick, or?
No.
Let me show you another thing, because we're gonna show you how much of a thief this guy is, right? So let me bring this out real quick, because this man stole from countries and he refuses to give it back. He doesn't see no harm or no fault in what he's done, man. He really thinks he's righteous. He's got this self-righteous God complex, man. Check this out.
Earlier, I spoke to the Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden, and I began by asking him whether he thought the stolen Benin bronzes should be owned by Nigeria.
Well, I think that they properly reside in the British Museum. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we shouldn't work with the government in Nigeria to see how we can share it with them.
Forgive me, and I understand...
Right, can you believe the nerve of this devil? He said, I think that the things we stole properly reside in the British Museum. He said, but we can negotiate with Nigeria so to come to some agreement where we can share them with them. What the hell kind of shit is that? What? So he can create a replica. He can have the original and create a replica or something and have a 3D printed version in your in the original people's museum. That's the devil for you, man. The thief that cometh not but for to steal, kill, and destroy. That's who this is talking about, man. It's unbelievable, the arrogance and the hypocrisy and the nerve of these devils, man. And look how red he is. The Bible says that Esau's red. You know, what other nation on the earth looks like that? Gets sunburnt and turns red like a lobster. It's the nation of Edom, the devil.
Share it with them.
Forgive me, and I understand sharing, but they were stolen. Do you not think that they should be owned by the people that they were stolen from in the first place?
Well, I think the problem with this, and of course, if we go back to things that happened in the 19th century and judge them by our values of today, it's completely unacceptable. But my concern about this is, where do you actually draw the line with this? The collections of our great national institutions have been developed over many, many centuries, in many times in questionable circumstances. I think the question now is about what we do with these. I love the Benin bronzes. I've seen them many times throughout my life, and I think them being in the British Museum.
Don't no one give a damn if you love the Benin bronzes, okay? The people who created them love the Benin bronzes. Give them back. They don't belong to you, you damn devil, man. These people are so cringy, man. They're very hard to stomach, man. That's why it's vexing to see our people voting for Trump, even Kamala, but just voting for these people that they throw in your face. It's vexing, man. But it is what it is, man. They're going to be destroyed. You run that back.
Now is about what we do with these. I love the Benin bronzes. I've seen them many times throughout my life, and I think them being in the British Museum, which is a world repository of heritage, allows people to see it. But that doesn't stop us from sharing it.
Okay, but ownership is key, right? Yeah. And the Nigerians say that when they get them back, they would almost certainly be happy to loan them back to you. But the fundamental problem is that they were stolen from the Nigerians and they want to own them.
You see, and that's the difference between our people and their people. We're willing to share. These people can't share shit. They don't know how to share. They're like that little kid that has all these toys, and you know, someone else comes along to the house with their child, and the child wants to play with their toys, and they're just like, no, you're not playing with my toys, you know. That little kid. That's who Esau is, man. The problem.
I completely accept that they were acquired at a time of rampant colonial expansion in Africa.
Yeah, they love to dodge. They love to dodge friggin' questions, and they never want to just call a spade and say, yeah, we robbed them from that time period. He's using all this fancy language to dress it up in a nice way. The colonial expansion. Like, no, the time Esau went robbing and pillaging and taking women against their will, killing children and all this other stuff, and stealing. That's what you should have said. But they won't say it because they don't want to make themselves out to be the bad guy, which is why we're exposing you, devils.
Exactly.
You know?
And they talk about as if that was a time of the past. You know what I mean? As if they ain't the same devil doing the same old thing today, man. The nerve, they everything that they say, like when you see people like Netanyahu get on the podium and speak his rhetoric, it makes you want to throw up in your mouth, man. These people are they're vexing, and this guy, I'll tell you what, they got a face you just want to punch. I'll tell you, I swear, man, I just want to. Anyway, let me not get too excited, man. We gotta, vengeance is the Lord. We just gotta be patient. But hey, that day is coming. He's been poking the dog in the cage for too long, and eventually that dog is gonna get freed out that cage. And then Esau, hey, that's your ass, man, and they know it.
I'm not in any way going to sort of defend or condemn with the values of the 21st century. I think, though, the more important question is how we ensure that the world can enjoy this marvelous heritage.
A letter will soon be sent, mandated under international law by the Nigerian government to the British Museum, formally requesting return. You and I know that would also require laws, the Heritage Act and the British Museum Act, to be revoked or at least amended. Is that a realistic prospect?
No, we have no plans for doing that.
Of course you don't, Esau, because you're the devil. The devil ain't gonna give back what he stole. That's not his nature. He don't get down like that. You know what I mean? This is crazy, man. But for anybody to think that these people are righteous, you got a screw loose. Okay, check these people's history. But anyway, let me bring out a few precepts, because he was talking about returning what they stole, and he's defiant and saying, nah, we're not gonna do that. Yes, you are gonna do that, Esau. The Lord says so. Okay, we're gonna take back everything you stole. You're gonna cough it up, man. I think it's in Job. There we go. Job 20:15. It says, he have swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. So you're going to cough up everything you stole, Esau, you damn devil. Okay. Thus saith the Lord, man. It says, he shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. Job 20:17. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. Meaning he ain't going to enjoy the kingdom. Okay, that's for us. He's going to be in chains, okay? It says, that which he labored for shall he restore. And what does it mean, labor? Does it mean he earned them honestly? The Benin bronzes and everything he stole, people's land and all the gold that they've hoarded, and you know what I mean? That which he labored for, he labored it through bloodshed and robbery and deceit and violence and deceitful practices, man. So that which he labored for shall he restore. Okay, it's written, and we're seeing it build up to that right now, because you're seeing his kingdom fall. So next, we're gonna spoil this man. He's gonna restore everything he stole. It says, and shall not swallow it down. It says, according to his substance shall the restitution be. So whatever he has, that's what he's getting ready to hand over. Okay, and he ain't gonna hand it over willingly. We're gonna take it. So according to his substance, which he owns the whole world, shall the restitution be. That's what he's gonna restore. It says, and he shall not rejoice therein. No shit. This man ain't gonna be happy about giving back what he stole. These devils don't know how to share. They want everything for themselves. They think that they own the world and they should always be on top. And hey, live it up for now, Esau. The best thing you can do is just have as much fun as you can. Literally all you can do, because you ain't got much time left to have fun. As soon as Jacob's trouble hits, that's it for you devils, man. Job 20 and 19. Because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor. So he's treated the poor like shit, which is the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the poor in other countries, really. I mean, but this is mainly talking about the Israelites. It says, because he have oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away a house and house which he builded not. See? And that's their track record. Who else is this talking about, man? See, these Christians, they don't know the Bible because they're so stuck on their emotions, talking about love everybody. And that's because they're under the doctrine that the Esau pushed on them back in slavery, man. That's plantation Christianity, man. And these people are stuck on that till this day. It's got them captive. They don't understand what the Bible is really saying. It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. So basically, all the things he's stolen in this world, he ain't gonna be able to enjoy the world like he thinks he wants to. He's not gonna feel quietness in his belly. It's like eating all the goodly things. You know, you're eating a whole bunch of candy and cakes and donuts, and it's so good going down your throat. He's been loving it. He's been living nice. But now his stomach don't feel good. Now he has to vomit that back up. And it says, he shall not save of that which he desired. It says, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore no man shall look for his goods. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Right? So right now he's at the fullness of his sufficiency, man. He's at the peak of his kingdom. This man has invented robots, artificial intelligence, self-driving cars. He's got internet. He's got airports where you can fly across the earth. You know, we didn't have that back in the day. This man's at the peak of his kingdom, the fullness of his sufficiency. And it says during that time, which is now, he's going to be in straits, which is a position of difficulty, meaning they're fumbling their kingdom. They got plagues coming from every side, every direction, every day, man. Hurricanes and wildfires and tornadoes, and it's crazy. This man, he's in a whole heap of trouble. He's got World War III. He's got he's got this election where he's got all these angry people. He's got to calm down. He's got too much on his plate. He's in straits. It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Now, the word wicked in this ain't talking about the so-called white man. It's talking about the laborer. Okay, there's a difference between Job 9 and 20 when it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That word wicked is different from this word wicked when you go into the etymology. Okay, so basically this word wicked is talking about the laborer. You're basically your taxpayer. So basically everyone's complaining about this devil now, man. And they're rising up against them. It says every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that's what you saw with that lady, you know, the senator or whatever in Australia when she was calling out King Charles. You know what I mean? That's an example of that. So it says in Job 20:23, when he is about to fill his belly, okay, when he's about to achieve his NWO agenda and chip you all up, okay, it says, the Lord shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, right? Them nukes. It says, and shall rain it upon him while he's eating. That's why you see World War III getting out of control right now and brewing up and getting more serious, because it's all ultimately going to lead up to that day where them nukes are going to fly. And that's the day of the Lord, when he's going to rain it upon him while he's eating, while he thinks he's about to achieve his NWO. It's all going to happen simultaneously, man. And we're anticipating that day. I'm going to leave it there, man. Yeah, you got anything you want to bring out?
No, nothing off the top of my head.
All right, we'll wrap it up soon. It's been over an hour now. Yeah, we'll play that one more video. Now, this video right here may get this less than an age restriction. We'll see. I don't know how this is going to play out, but We had a lot of trouble downloading this video because of the age restriction on it. And it's because it's so graphic. I mean, not as far as visuals, but as far as the details of what they're saying, of what this devil did, man. And this ain't even the tip of the iceberg. This ain't even a fraction of what this devil has done in this earth, man. So check this out. I'm gonna show you real quick the video. It's about about 5 minutes long, so bear with us. But it's edifying. Okay, you definitely want to see this. It's the grand finale. Pay attention to what this man is saying, man.
Hispaniola, he was welcomed by the native people. They embraced them, they treated them with fantastic hospitality. His soldiers snatched babies from the breasts of their mothers and dashed their heads against the rocks. Children were fed alive to his dogs. Women's breasts were cut off. He decided to hang 13 of the Native Americans in Hispaniola to recreate the crucifixion of Jesus, plus the apostles. It's true that the majority of people died there of disease. Disease is introduced by the Europeans unwittingly, but many others were driven to death through overwork, direct murder, through starvation as their resources were taken away. Columbus insisted that everybody bring him a certain amount of gold, and those who failed to do so had their hands cut off. Some were sent back to their villages with their hands and their noses tied around their necks, having been amputated by his soldiers. And what he did there set the pattern for the genocidal extermination of almost all the Native American peoples. 100 million before Columbus made landfall. By the 19th century, that had come down to less than 1 million across the Americas. Overtly endorsed by such revered figures as George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, who wrote about the necessity of wiping out Native American peoples. In Britain, we present the colonial project as being about teaching the natives table manners and double-entry bookkeeping. In India, the British manufactured a famine in the 1870s out of nothing. There were food surpluses, massive amounts of food. But the governor, Lord Lytton, insisted that this food be exported wholesale to Britain. The ensuing starvation killed at least 12 million people, possibly as much as 29 million people. All relief works were banned except for hard labour in labour camps, where the inmates received the same rations as the inmates of Buchenwald, and where there was a 94% death rate per year. This was all done in the name of liberal free market capitalism. Of course, the British did something similar in Ireland. In Kenya, soon after the Second World War, there was an uprising by the Kikuyu people who wanted their land back. The Kikuyu were herded into concentration camps and fortified villages, almost the entire population of over 1 million people. People were systematically tortured to death. They invented a new kind of pliers whose purpose was first to crush men's testicles and then to cut them off. They raped women with bayonets. They raped men. Similarly, a favourite technique was to ram sand up the rectum with a stick. Sometimes they were rolled up in barbed wire and kicked around the compound until they bled to death. Some of the British soldiers boasted about this. This is within living memory. The colonial secretary lied about it. The papers documenting it were burnt. The impact of the rich and powerful nations has been so phenomenally murderous and destructive that it has been completely airbrushed from our national consciousness. In order to justify the land-grabbing colonial projects, you had to create an ideology. We, the Europeans or the Americans, have come to rescue the rest of the world from its depravity and backwardness. But in order to do that, you have to be able to demonstrate that the rest of the world is depraved and backward. From this arose the racism that is still with us today. It was a necessary component of the colonial project. Some people might claim, well, okay, we broke a few eggs to make this omelette. It's as if all those human beings were eggs. But look at the omelette. Isn't it fantastic? Look, we made this fantastic omelette. Forget about all that unpleasant stuff and let's just celebrate where we are. Where we are is a continuation of the project. We commodified people's land and people's labour and turned it into our property. We're also destroying the rest of the living world alongside it. We don't have to be like this. We are the same human beings as anybody else. We're all part of the same big human family. We just have to recognize that, accept that. And of course, within Western countries, there are plenty of brilliant people resisting colonization, both internal colonization within our own countries and external colonization of other people's countries. These are the voices which must come to the fore, those who emphasize altruism and kindness and generosity and empathy for others, those who recognize that skin color and any other difference of language, of religion, of background is completely irrelevant by comparison to what we share, which is our humanity.
This guy's a devil, and this is the reason why you have your immigrations, your immigration situation today. Look at the conditions that they created. When these people whose land you pillaged and caused all that hardship, they're trying to survive, and now they're able to travel to places where they can earn a bit of money. And now you're complaining about well, I'd say you, but I'm talking about the Edomites are complaining about the fact that they are coming to their land to earn a better living for their family based on the atrocities that they committed in those immigrants' lands. It's crazy as hell, man.
You might have a immigrant here and there that might a duck. You know what I mean? They might have ate a cat.
Yeah, but look what you guys, look what they were doing to them. They were friggin' torturing. New pair of pliers.
It don't compare to what they've done, man. Every land they went to, that's what I'm saying. These devils got some nerve, man. Like when I hear them always constantly complaining about immigration, it just makes me sick.
Yeah.
They have some nerve, man.
I got a precept I want to bring out on that.
You
don't mind sharing my screen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1. I'm going to get straight to the point. Verse 10 says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." This is why they're going to be cut off forever. Look at their track record, man. Where is the so-called black nation that did these atrocities to white people or so-called white people?
Never.
It's your reaction there, goes to show you it's like you've never heard of it. But on the flip side, yeah, you can go through history from the time of the Greeks to the time of the Romans to the time we're in today. This has been their what's the word I'm looking for? Not agenda, but this is their motive. What they do. Yeah. This is their nature, just to be pieces of garbage. A hateful nation. That's why the Lord is going to rise up Jacob against them. Let me just jump down to verse 18.
Yeah,
right? And it says, this is Obadiah 1:18. It says, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau." You see that? Esau is done for, man. "And the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau." You see that? And it says, "For Yahweh have spoken it." So the Lord has spoken that you guys are out of there. You can't just go around committing all these atrocities and not think that karma is coming to visit you. Do you know what I mean? Like that judgment ain't coming to get you. Ain't no escape. You guys messed up big and unlucky. You shouldn't have done it.
Hey, but they were created to do it.
Yeah.
The Lord created them to destroy the world and then be destroyed. And a lot of people might think that's not fair, right? Let's quickly pull up the book of Romans, chapter 9, because this goes into it basically, how the Lord has showed favor upon Jacob, but he hates Esau, man. So the Lord loves us, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and he hates the so-called white man. It says right here in Romans 9:13, As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So the Lord hates Esau, the so-called white man, and he loves Jacob, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And can you really blame him? You know, and the thing is, a lot of people might think that's not fair because he created everybody. Why did he create them to be hated? Which is a valid question, but it answers it right here. So Romans 9 and 14. Oh, shoot. Why did I do that? I got to get used to this app. 1 second. Let me, how do I go back? Oh, Salakia. Let me start that again. There we go. I'm glad you said something because I was just rambling on. So let me go back. Let me go back a verse. Okay, let me read that again. Scriptures say in Romans 9 and 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right. And I already explained that the Lord loves us and he hates them, right? So it says in Romans 9 and 14, it says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? It says, Lord forbid, right? So the Lord ain't unrighteous for, you know, loving one race of people and hating the other. Okay, even though he created them, he still hates them. And it is what it is. It says, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on who I will have mercy, because we are the seed that is going to have mercy. He's going to have mercy on. It says, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Right? So the Lord can do whatever he wants, man. And you can't question it. It says, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. So basically, it's nothing we did to be the created the righteous. You know, there's nothing we did for him to make him love us. He just created us to be the seed of the blessed, you know. We're the ones that he's going to show mercy upon. It says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee. So this is why the Lord has put these devils on top and had them take over the world, so that the Lord can show his power in the end, right? Use them as an example for future generations. It says, and that my name might be declared throughout the earth. And right now we're proclaiming the name Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. Bahasham means in the name of, and this is Paleo Hebrew. And Yahushai is the name of the only begotten Son who the world calls Jesus, right? So that name is going to be, it is being declared throughout the earth now. But you're going to know that name by all the plagues that the Lord is going to send and how he destroys these devils, okay? It wasn't Jesus that did that. They ain't proclaiming that Jesus is going to do this in the Christian church. But us as calling on the true name of the Lord and bringing out the true gospel, which comes under that name, we're proclaiming that is the Lord, that is the God, the power that is going to do this. And by the time all is said and done, it's going to be undeniable. And you're going to know it was Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that did it. So it says in Romans 9 and 18, it says, therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will, he hardeneth. And he hardened Esau. Esau is stiff-necked and stubborn, as well as 2/3 of our people. It says in Romans 9 and 19, it says, thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Right? Check this out. It says, nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? So who are you to buck up against the Lord and his ways, his plans, and who he created to be the righteous, who he created to be the wicked? Nay, but who it says, nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Why did you make me the wicked, Lord? That ain't fair. It says, shall the thing formed say unto him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Who are you, puny human, to tell me what to do, man? I could do whatever the hell I want, is what the Lord is saying. It says, have not the potter power over the clay, right? Us, a vessel, right? It says, have not the potter, the Lord, have power over the clay, us, of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor, right? We both came out of Rebekah's womb, twins, Jacob and Esau, but he made one lump, one vessel unto honor, and he made another unto dishonor. And you can tell it's blatantly obvious who those people are, man. It says, what if the Lord, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? So fitted to destruction. So basically the Lord has had a lot of patience and long suffering with these devils and all the things that they've done in this earth. And because he hasn't executed his judgment speedily upon them, they really think they're going to get away with everything they've done in this earth, man. Let me read that again. Romans 9:22. What if the Lord, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? So they are the son of perdition. Perdition means destruction, meaning these are the children that are prophesied to be destroyed, man. This is them, the son of perdition that had to be revealed. The man of sin, the man of lawlessness. It says, in that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. So it was prophesied that we were always going to be that seed that was going to inherit the kingdom and, you know, be the judges of the earth, you know. And the Lord said, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy. That's us. So the Lord is going to glorify us and put us on top. And he's going to put us in new bodies, and we're going to be known. It's going to be common knowledge that we are the Lord's chosen people. Okay, right now they think them gutter rats, them Edomites, the same old colonizers, basically the devil. Right now everyone thinks they're the chosen, man. How? I don't know, but you can thank Christianity for that. But as you can see right now, the Lord is bringing that title off of them. Okay, everyone's starting to realize now that these people ain't right. They can't be the Lord's children, and therefore they're gonna be forced to look to us, who have been proclaiming from the rooftops for years that we are the Lord's chosen people. We are the real JEWs. Now they're forced to have to look at us. Okay, they don't want to though, but unlucky for them. It's by default. We are the Lord's chosen, man. It's evident now. Hey, Shalom, bro. You see the comment board?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Shalom.
Daniela. Yeah, it's Daniela, man. Shalom. Yeah, we about to come off here. We've been live for an hour and 23 minutes. And the lesson's pretty much over. But yeah, you can watch it sometime when you get the chance or whatever. But yeah, we had to go in on Esau. Yeah, the night shift. That's right. Yeah, can. Yeah, man. This is the best time for us to do these lessons anyway. You know, and it took a while for us to get set up because we were trying to figure out how to do a live and with a different app and stuff like that. And we were trying to get the quality good on here, and we were experimenting and doing some private lives and stuff and watching over it. So it took us a while to finally get it sorted, but hey, we're here. And Lord willing, this is
Eventually.
our thing moving forward. Yeah, kind of. All right. Catch it back on the replay, Lord's will. That's right, Khan. So you got anything you want to bring out?
No, I think I brought out pretty much everyone I wanted to bring out.
Yeah, I think we're good on that. But yeah, Esau is greatly despised, and you know what I mean? The nerve of these devils to actually think that she was in the wrong, that senator in Australia, for calling out King Charles. the comment board is crazy, man. And I knew that I was you just, when you've been in this truth long enough, you just know how these devils get down, man. Your eyes are fully open, and you just know that they're gonna be speaking loftily, just as the scripture said they do. Psalm 73, man. Anyway, close it out here. Lord willing, you brothers have been edified, you few aquaf. All right, and on that note, we're going to close it out. Give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, shalom, bro. Shalom. I'm going to catch up with you soon, Lord willing. All right. All right, shalom out.